Welcome, dear siblings. So, upon our fool's journey, we now encounter the Strength card. A card that is often glossed over quickly in discussions of the major arcana. I mean, it seems to just do what it says on the tin. It pops up in a reading and we nod and go, cool, I have strength. And then our eye wanders to a more exciting card in the spread, perhaps grinning at the mastery of the magician, shuddering at the presence of death, or trying not to panic after flipping over the tower. But strength itself communicates that it is more than just a stereotype or a boring but necessary trait in the way that it appears. We aren't shown Hercules. No. It is a sweet young maiden gently tending a big lion without fear. Virgo and Leo in friendly communication. Strength is a quality that we take for granted. We often take it for granted in ourselves and in others. Society expects us to put on a brave face. The physical prowess of an athlete is cheered, but how often do we cheer the parent with only 1 hour of sleep, still showing up lovingly for their child? Or the person with a chronic illness who musters the strength to get to the grocery store and purchase the essentials to life? Or the traumatized child who finds the bravery to speak out against their abuser? Or the refugee who uses every last bit of their energy, and energy that they don't even have, to ensure the survival of themselves and those they escape with? Strength is at its most potent when we feel we are at our weakest. True strength is a beauty that cuts so deeply, and it is so rarely recognized and appreciated. Our first encounter with strength today shall be through the eyes of our dear companion, Marion Marou. And this time, we are receiving a lovely gift. Marion's poem is read so perfectly by her own daughter, Leah.
Forgive yourself, your broken spine. You're not the one who broke it into pieces. And as a part of you, it seems the broken spine, unbroken. The pieces flexible together, and empathy comes easily to you. I am the strength. Bestow the inner consciousness of who you are, clearing your eyes for the gentle knowledge of yourself, for the understanding of the unbroken, enabling you to choose your way, and far more to walk it upright, resting in yourself. I am the strength.
Oh, Marou and Leah, my eyes fill with tears when I see and hear this. This is such a gift, a vision of true strength passed on through generations. I know that whenever I need strength, I will always think of this. Thank you both so very much. My heart is so warmed by you. Also, today we have another gift. I'm very excited to present our first art piece by our wonderful companion, Joanna. In her words, the encounter is lit by the infinity symbol glowing like the sun, meaning that this could go in any direction, and there are many possibilities. This is echoed in the infinity symbols upon the jacket of the earth elemental, based on the statue by artist Yinka Shonibare. The earth elemental shows two forms of compassion via the feminine outstretched hand and the masculine clenched fist. The former is having a more visible effect, more in the moment, but the fist shows the resolve and fortitude and need to choose to be compassionate, that there are other options that the earth elemental is not taking. The globe is turned to center on the Indian subcontinent, allowing for East Africa and Oceania to be represented, to try and show that formerly oppressed peoples are also in charge of compassion, not the Western world, and that this is also an act of their choice. They can easily, and entirely justifiably, go other routes. The globe is also not glowing. The blue is supposed to be the thin film of atmosphere showing the delicacy of the whole world in moments of choosing compassion in the face of fear and danger. The Xenomorph represents danger and fear on a physical, metaphysical, and emotional plane. It carries its own darkness that spreads beneath it and radiates outward. Note how the masculine fist merely holds it at bay, whilst the feminine outstretched hand dissipates it entirely. It threatens earth element with the tail, but the tail is stilled. Earth seems utterly unperturbed because that's what compassion has to be, resolute in the face of threat. To acknowledge it and shrink from it would only lend power to the Xenomorph. That the Xenomorph is not cowed, but accepting is also important. This is an offer of friendship, companionship, alliance, not a demolishing of agency through power, howsoever applied. That's why the earth element is able to get close. I loved that, Joanna. Such depth. Truly an understanding of strength that we need now in our world more than ever. Thank you. Now, let us have a merry little wander to the magical seaside forests of our marvelous companion, Mary.
It's time to embrace your deepest self and harness true strength. Strength is much more than just physical power. It's about embracing the ebbs and flows of life, meeting yourself with grace and patience, seeing your wildness and emotion with open eyes and an open heart. When I think of strength, I envision the journey of the spawning salmon. With everything working against them, apart from their inner drive, they carry on. There isn't doubt. Their strength carries them. We are called to greet our obstacles with the same inner patience. Life will continue to present you new challenges and opportunities. Will you let these waves push you backward, or will you let them roll off your back and move forward? It's no secret, the waves will keep coming. It's up to you to trust your inner strength and dive in head first.
Yes, it is always Synchronicity City here in Terrorplea Land. Like, the weather matched the tone of your video perfectly, Mary. And oh my gosh, I love your brave yellow jacket. And yes, the salmon really do exemplify the strength card in a way that I think all of us have been sort of connecting with. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. So, as always, to wrap up here, we're going to have a little look in on our Ursula and Kufel. As we recall, they decided to get into Sir Gawain's chariot to go to see his fairy wife. And Ursula is still holding on to that apple from the garden of the lovers. Sir Gawain took them to a beautiful meadow framed by a majestic mountain range, and there by a glassy lake stood a gorgeous woman and an otherworldly white hound with red-tipped ears and tail. "My lady, wife Ragnall, I have brought you this child, Ursula," Gawain began. His wife, the Lady Ragnall, smiled and waved her hand. "Yes, my husband, I foresaw this. Leave her in my care. I know the king has need of you." Gawain seemed pleased, but not at all surprised by his wife's response, and he promptly left Ursula and Kufel there, hastening back to his duties. Ursula stood awkwardly where Sir Gawain had left her, and Kufel was very alert, as always. "So, my dear Gwalchmai brought you to me, child. You have nothing to fear. Come closer." Ursula obeyed tentatively. The Lady Ragnall smiled. "So you are the little bear child who reached for a star with such desire that she fell into this realm? And who, by following your instincts, made the choice?" Ursula's face crumpled as her eyes filled with tears. She felt Kufel hug close around her legs. The Lady Ragnall nodded. "You are afraid. You are confused. Shall I tell you, Ursula, what you actually fear?" Ursula nodded. She wasn't sure what to say, and it was clear that the Lady Ragnall did not need any explanations from her. "You have journeyed through this realm and seen wonders. Your soul is learning to sing the song of this place. And when you reached the point of decision, because you always were going to reach the point of decision, you decided that you wished to become a part of this realm, to be reborn to it, to have its wisdom within you. You said yes with one bite. And then you ran because you were afraid to admit to making that choice. You felt that you were not strong enough to do it, and that you did not deserve it." Ursula could not have verbalized this, but she knew it to be true, and she felt her entire body blushing hot in recognition and embarrassment. The lady continued, "Come here, Ursula, and see what is reflected on the waters." Ursula came forward slowly, and then gasped when she saw the Lady Ragnall's reflection. Her reflection was a wild beast. She stared up at the lady, eyes wide in question. Yes, that reflection is of myself. To most of humanity, I appear as a beautiful woman, for that is what they need to see of me, and that is also what I am. But I am so much more than that. I am powerful. I am strong. Sir Gawain understood this of me, and that is why I chose him. And I understood this of him, and that is why he chose me. Ursula struggled to understand. The lady smiled, and her fierce reflection smiled with her. "It is now time, Ursula, for you to ken this about yourself. You are more powerful than you could have dreamed, and you have made the choice to discover this. You have chosen to become." Ursula felt these words in her blood, much like the apple had felt. "There is no shame in this, Ursula. You have the strength to see this through." As the lady spoke these words, as if they were an incantation. Ursula knew them to be true. And as she looked at her own reflection in the lake next to the Lady Ragnall's, she saw strength. She saw strength, and she knew. Oh, dear siblings, I hope these visions of strength have helped you to know also, just as little Ursula. Because the truth is that in these times, just as in all times, but we are in this time which makes it vital. We need your strength. Our world cannot do without you. Your presence, your spirit, your gifts, your vulnerabilities, your power. The collective is weaker without you, dear sibling. You, precisely as you are, your light and warmth is unique among the stars. As Marion shared with me this week, I think the most important thing is that you accept yourself as you are and be gentle with yourself. And from this position, you can stand up. And, dear Marion, you had no idea how much I needed to hear these words. In this week of meditating on strength, I felt at my weakest. I was so overstimulated and had multiple anxiety attacks at work, as well as one whopper of a panic attack at home. I struggled to find compassion for the aggressive energies of the customers I dealt with, and I couldn't find compassion for myself in my overwhelm. But as our tarot plea journey always does, strength wrapped me in a warm hug. And I hope this for everyone who views this. You have more strength than you know. And now we begin our time with the Hermit. I myself have been chomping at the bit to get to the Hermit. The Hermit's one of my favorites. If you would like to join us on our Major Arcana journey, there are details in the description box below. We would love to have you along. Please join us next week for the Hermit. We are exuberantly excited to share that with you. Biggest thanks to our marvelous companions, Marion Marou, Leah, Joanna, and Mary. Y'all are so amazing, and I am so grateful to be traveling with you. So until next time, we'll see y'all later. Bye.